Okay, so for this week, I started my 6th research blog post by looking for articles that had to relate to my present blog post. Especially, I found my first source that I used in my research post by trying to answer some of the questions about feminism I had in my last one, which is how I actually found it. And this article about feminism was written by 4 co-authors. Some of them being Viren Swamy, Natalie Salem, Adrienne Fernham, and Martin J. Trove. And actually, all of these authors work at a university in various departments of psychology, some being neuroscience, the other ones just being professors in a department of psychology. So because of this, I know that all these authors are reliable and what they wrote about will be accurate. So then, after I'd answered those questions from my previous blog post, I realized that I hadn't addressed I hadn't started looking at the resources I had for my solution, nor had I looked at previous types of solutions that had tried to address this problem. So that's how I found the second article I used. It's called the website. Well, it's not really an article because I looked at a website. It's called offourchest.com, and it's an organization designed to help combat the basically the practices of the media, which is what I'm looking into. And because it's this mass organization, I know that what I've learned from their website is going to be scholarly and reliable. What I did take from them was their mental and public health initiative, which is basically a petition trying to help limit the various pressures of the media. And then from there, I found my third resource, which was the U.S. Department of Education's homepage. And this is connected to my last article or website because I realized that if I want to enact change on a large scale, I might have to do that through a federal law or something, and so I wanted to know how much the federal government influences education as it is. Next, I went back to looking at solutions that had been tried in the past, and I actually looked at one that I found in Great Britain, proposed by the Model Health Inquiry. And I know this is in Great Britain, so it can't necessarily be applied to my issue, but I still think it's worth using to get to borrow ideas from. But anyways, the Model Health Inquiry is actually a group that is founded by the British Fashion Council. So I know that the information that I got from them is reliable because it is actually founded by an organization, and the organization uses the Model Health Inquiry to help set some standards in regards to modeling. Okay, so in terms of how my ICT literacy skills are improving, I actually tried to explain in my last video how I had used a different research method, but I don't think I explained it well enough. To clarify, I used to, before I started doing this new method, I used to go to various websites and I'd read the whole article, and when I'd find an article that had good information on it, I would then copy and paste a sentence or two that I thought was useful into an email, and then send myself that email. So then when it came time for me to write my blog post, I'd open up the email and have all these quotes of bits of information that I would use to incorporate into my research blog post. But I found that was ineffective because I would only see quotes of an article and not the whole article, so I lost the context of the article, and I would have to go back, pull up the original article, and then basically end up rereading it. So For the past 2 blog posts, I've used my iPad to take a screenshot of a website or an article that I think will be useful. And hang on, let me try and show you. So I would do this. I would take a screenshot of something. I don't know if you can see. And then I would use a app called Explain Everything. And basically what Explain Everything allowed me to do was to put my screenshot on a piece of paper, and then I would be able to highlight the bits of pieces of information that I found were helpful. And let me see if I can find what I did. Sorry, I'm having trouble finding it. Okay. So, I think I found it. But this is what I'd be able to do. I'd be able to use this app to then go back and highlight basically the information that I thought was interesting. But the only downside to this is while it allowed me to see the whole article in context and allowed me to sort of pick out the pieces of information that I thought were important, it was very time consuming. So I don't know if it's something that I'll be using again in the future.